Yep, it's Golden Blue Dude back with a car video. Sometimes that's just how the day goes. I'm in a car line waiting for my kids to get out of school. But hey, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you're a college football or a college basketball fan. And what would really help the channel is if you shared this video, because I guarantee you, if you like this content, somebody else will like this content as well. I have created a group for Golden Blue Dude in the ESPN Bracket Challenge. All you have to do is go to ESPN, go to the Bracket Challenge, search for Gold and Blue Dude in the groups, and all of us can go head to head, and we're going to pick out a prize in the merchandise store for the winner of the Bracket Challenge in the Golden Blue Dude group. And today I wanted to talk about how West Virginia could actually change their football history again. One game changed the history of West Virginia football, and West Virginia fans don't like to admit it because it is a bitter rival. Yeah, I'm talking about Pitt. Back in the early 2000s, specifically 2005 through 2007, West Virginia was having unprecedented success. In that time period, West Virginia went 33-5. Think about that. 33-5. 3 straight 11-win seasons. And in that span, we were Sugar Bowl champs and Fiesta Bowl champs. But at the end of that time period, that's also when the worst loss, and I'm saying it, yes, the worst loss in West Virginia football history happened. I'm talking about the 2007 backyard brawl when West Virginia lost to Pitt 13-9. West Virginia fans don't even like talking about it because we can remember the depression. We can feel that sinking feeling the moment we realized the game was over. I can remember the look on other people's faces who were in the room whenever that game happened. It was a terrible day to be a Mountaineer. And it also changed the trajectory for West Virginia football. I firmly believe had West Virginia beaten Pitt in the 2007 backyard brawl, West Virginia would be national champs. West Virginia was the best team that year. I don't care what anybody says. So having a national championship, I mean, that right there would change recruiting. Just look at the 3 years after that game, 2008 through 2010. West Virginia went 27-12. That's not bad. That's not horrible. But compared to 33-5, that's a big drop-off. And it just continued to drop after that. In 2011, yes, we did have a 10-win season, 10-3. And yes, we were Orange Bowl champs. We whooped the pants off of Clemson. But then Clemson made some changes, and boom, they have 2 national championships now. Then West Virginia went to the Big 12. Oh, and with the national championship, I think the ACC invites West Virginia the first go-around. I mean, you're inviting a team that has a recent national championship. So it even affected West Virginia's conference affiliation. 2012 went 7-6, 2013 4-8, 2014 7-6, 2015 8-5, 2016 10-3, 2017 7-6, 2018 8-4, 2019 5-7, 2020 6-4, and then 2021 6-7. So you can see the downward trajectory that West Virginia football took after that backyard brawl loss. Following that loss, of course, Rich Rod went over to Michigan. And something people don't realize, Terrell Pryor, yes, the future Ohio State quarterback that led them to a national championship, had West Virginia number 1 on his list. He wanted to play for Rich Rod. Well, Rich Rod left for Michigan, and Terrell Pryor chose Ohio State, and the rest is history. So that was truly a big momentum shift for West Virginia football, not just for that season, but for the entire history of West Virginia football. But now we have a chance to right the ship. Of course, we have incoming phenom freshman Nico Markle, who I think is the future of West Virginia. But I think we need an experienced quarterback to kind of ease him into competition, because there is a big difference from high school speed to college speed, and from college speed to the NFL speed. So there will be an adjustment period for Nico Markle. So what could help with that? Well, let's see. An experienced, talented quarterback that could teach Nico Markle the ways of college football. I'm talking about JT Daniels. And yes, West Virginia is in his top 3. He has West Virginia, Missouri, and Oregon State. And the big thing that I'm taking out of that is we're not competing against an Ohio State. We're not competing against an Oklahoma. We're not competing against an Alabama, a Clemson, a USC, any of those big brands. We're competing against Oregon State and Missouri. And each team has their own value as far as the appeal to JT Daniels. Now, for Oregon State, closer to home, that's a big deal. We got to remember, this is his last year of eligibility in college football, so maybe he wants to play closer to home. Then there's Missouri. They need a starting quarterback, and he would get to play his former team, Georgia. You never know. That might be a motivation. He might want to get some revenge for Georgia for choosing Stetson Bennett over JT Daniels. And then there's West Virginia. West Virginia has the ace up their sleeve in Graham Harrell. Graham Harrell helped recruit JT Daniels. JT Daniels is familiar with the offense that Graham Harrell runs, and Graham Harrell's offense would benefit JT Daniels. So each school has their own advantage for JT Daniels to choose. But I think West Virginia has the best advantage for JT Daniels. And don't worry, West Virginia fans, if we do get JT Daniels, Nico Markle is not transferring. That's not happening. Nico would know that JT only has 1 year left, and he would actually help Nico adjust to the college football process, and then JT would be gone, and it would be 100% Nico Markle's team from there on out. So I think it would benefit West Virginia. I think it would benefit JT Daniels. And yes, I think it would benefit Nico Markle. And the weird thing is, the first game on West Virginia's schedule for 2023 is against Pitt. The team that changed the history of West Virginia football could be the team that changes West Virginia football for the better. We could get back on the right track. We could get back to dominating like we did back in the early 2000s. Look, I think Neil Brown is the man for the job. We're just a good quarterback away from being a pretty good team. The defense is fine. He's fixed the defense. I mean, you even look from 2020 to 2021 when we lost a massive amount of talent. We still had a pretty good defense last year. Not elite like 2020, but still pretty stinking good. Now, from 2021 to 2022, yeah, we lost a few names, but nothing like what we lost from 2020 to 2021. So I think our defense is going to be more than fine. I think it's going to be even better than what it was in 2021. Probably a top 20, maybe a top 10 defense. So that's another thing that would be very appealing to JT Daniels. He knows he would have a defense that could really have his back. And the biggest problem that West Virginia has had is keeping the defense fresh. I mean, let's be honest, our defense has kept us in games that we had no business staying in. But by the end of the game, they got gassed, and that's why 4 of our 7 losses was by 1 possession. Our defense kept us in the game. They just got gassed, and we came up 1 play short from winning a football game. Well, I think with the combination of JT Daniels at quarterback and Graham Harrell at offensive coordinator, our offense could actually be elite. We have a great wide receiving core coming back. Yes, Winston Wright transferred, but we still have Bryce Ford Wheaton and Caden Prather. That's the name you need to keep your eyes on if you're a West Virginia fan. Caden Prather is going to have a breakout year this year. I don't care who the quarterback is. He's going to have a breakout year. I think he will be the go-to receiver. And I think with our entire offensive line coming back, that will be appealing to JT Daniels. I think they'll be much better this year. I think our running game could actually take a step forward. I know Letty Brown, that is a loss, and he will be missed. But at least we still have Tony Mathis, and we got Lynn J. Dixon from Clemson. So I think our running game is going to be fine, and we'll take a step forward this year. So there is a lot of appeal at West Virginia for JT Daniels. I think West Virginia has a big opportunity with JT Daniels. So this could be the turning point for West Virginia football back in the right direction. Now, JT Daniels, he's not a make or break type of situation for West Virginia, because I do think Nico Markle is the future of West Virginia, and I think he can start on day 1. I would just feel much more confident if we have JT Daniels, an experienced quarterback, to kind of help ease Nico Markle into the starting position, because Nico Markle will be the future and will lead West Virginia into the next era. But I will say JT Daniels could be the key for West Virginia turning it around and being elite just like we were in the early 2000s. And the first game that could stick us in the right direction, the backyard brawl. And that game that turned West Virginia football in the wrong direction was at Mountaineer Field. This game is actually at Heinz Field. So that would be a great revenge game for West Virginia. And West Virginia is already on a 3-game winning streak against Pitt. Let's make it 4. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think about this situation. I'll always respect your opinion, but I'm going to give you my opinion on your opinion. That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.